Hey guys, this is Dave from Team Woven, and I'm coming to you guys with my Subterror Invoked Trickstar deck. And so I'm going to be doing like a dual commentary video. I'm going to be up against my friend Jose. He's going to be using his own version of Spyral. It uses instant fusion and it's like a fusion build basically. And so I'm going to start off. I won the die roll, and you guys have been requesting like, oh, how does this deck work? What are the combos? Can you do like a tutorial? So this is my opening hand right here. So this is going to be a duel just showing off like what it does. And so my first move, I'm going to start off with a Dragon Ravine. And since I opened the Glow Bulb, I'm going to discard it off the Ravine. And I'm going to send from the deck to the grave Dragon, so it's going to be Yugioh. And next I'm going to activate Trickstar Light Stage. And then I'm going to search the Candina. And now I'm going to normal the Candina and activate her effect. Unfortunately, Jose didn't open any hand traps, so I'm going to be able to go off. You guys are going to see the full combo uninterrupted. So I search Reincarnation, and now I'm going to Yugioh off of Candina. And I'm going to sink 7, so Yugioh is going to the bottom. And I'm going to summon, of course, Ancient Fairy Dragon. And now, once it's on the field, I'm going to activate its effect it's going to destroy all the field spells on the field. I'll gain 1,000 life points, and then I get to search another field spell. So now I'm currently at 5,000 life points, and then I search Hidden City, and I'll activate it. On activation, it'll search any Subterror, so I'll search Warrior. I'll special the Warrior from my hand with Ancient Fairy. And now I'm using Warrior's effect, so the cost is sending a Subterror from the deck to the grave, which I sent Phosphor Glacier. Next, I tribute monsters including Warrior, so it equals or exceeds the Subterror I sent, its levels. So it's going a little fast, but I summoned Phosphor Glacier in face on defense, flipped it up with Hidden City. Then its effect triggers, and then Warrior triggers as well, so you do Warrior Chainlink 2. And so, since I already have the Glow Bulb, since I already had it in my hand, I'm going to just send Yugioh for next turn. But normally you're just going to send Glow Bulb straight from the deck, but it just happened that I opened it in my hand. So now I'm going to activate Glow Bulb's effect to summon, build a Ghost Ogre, and then I'm going to sink my Warrior and my Bulb, and it's going to turn into Nappies because they're both Earths. And now I'm going to use the Behemoth's own effect to flip itself face down. And I'm just going to set the Reincarnation. And so that's the basic combo that you're able to do pretty consistently. And so it goes now to Jose's turn. His hand wasn't the greatest either. And he did open a lot of spells, which is like the worst hand going against a Nappies with some protection. And so it's going to be activating a couple spells here. Here comes a double summon. Just keep it. The thing is, Nappies is not once per turn, so it just keeps going. And so now he just decides to set his Scorpio. And he's just going to set a couple back row, which are spells, unfortunately. And so it's going to come back to my turn. I draw. And now I'm just thinking, because I'm wondering, I didn't know what type of build of Spyral he's playing. If he was choosing go first, maybe play a couple traps. So I'm just trying to think of the best way to get around. And so here's going to be a Light Stage, and then I'm going to just target one of his back row. So it could be Night Beamed. He doesn't respond, so I just put a counter. That's the one that's stunned for the turn. And I figure a lot of people do set spells as bluff against Interior Beast, so I start to go off, and so I flip summon. The summon's successful, so I'm going to activate his effect and chain Warrior. And so Glacier also, if I didn't explain before, he sends any card from the deck to the grave, so I'm going to send a Dark Worm. Now I am going to normal summon Alistair and the Invoker, and I'll also use Warrior's effect. So I'm going to send Umastrix from the deck to the grave. And the reason why I didn't search with Alistair was because I unfortunately milled the invocation and off of Naturia Beast's negates, but at that point, like, it's worth it. And so I'm gonna summon the Umastrix in face down defense, and I don't have a hidden city, like a way to get a hidden city right now, so I'm not gonna be able to flip up that Umastrix. And so I'm just looking at what I have, and so I go to battle phase and just attack over. Ends up being the Scorpio, and then attack directly for 26. Now I'm gonna flip himself face down with his own effect, and then I believe it's gonna go to end phase, and Light Stage is gonna resolve, and he can't activate, so it's just gonna go to grave, and it goes back to Jose's turn. And unfortunately, the draw was not able to help him, and that's game 1. Alright, so we're going back to game 2. And for this duel, it's a friendly duel, so we're not sighting. It's just best 2 out of 3. And so Jose's going to start this time. And he's going to terraforming for resort. He then activates the resort, and he is going to search. And so he searches for his drone and summons and uses its effect, so I give him a 3. And so he's gonna end up stacking the Ash Blossom, I believe, and because I see there's a Magical Meltdown and a Terraforming as well. So he does in fact stack the Ash Blossom, and so he's gonna activate another resort. Now he's going to search the free summon basically now, so he's going to agent and then call monster. It's going to be my Ash Blossom. So he's going to summon and link. And of course he's going to summon the double helix. And unfortunately I don't have any hand traps either, so he's going to be able to go off interrupted as well. So he summons Master Plan, and he searches a spell that lets him draw. And so now he's going to link 3. And he's going to summon Decode Talker. And then he's gonna trigger Master Plan's effect, and he's gonna get a double search. He then activates the resort he just searched, and he's going to add a quick fix. Now he's going to summon Sleeper, and by banishing 3 Spyral cards in his graveyard. He's going to activate the spell card, and I wasn't too familiar with this one, but every time he were to destroy a card, aka through Sleeper, he's gonna get a free draw, and he plays Last Resort for the Sleeper, sets one, and end phase he's gonna maintenance cost put back an agent. And now it's gonna swing back to my turn. So now I'm activating Terraforming, and I'm going to go for a Dragon Ravine. And so I already opened Destrudo in my hand, so this is perfect for me, because I'm going to activate its effect and discard the Destrudo as costs. And I'm going to send Darkworm. So now I have a whole entire rank 7 play without using my normal summon. And so in my mind at this point, I'm like, okay, this is a pretty hard board to get around, but Black Rose is going to be able to deal with this. So I summon Darkworm, and then I attempt to Destrudo, but he has the DD Crow, and that hurts so much because I'm paying half my life, and not getting that summon hurts so much because even if Destrudo summoned and I provoke the sleeper to pop the 2 in case he was predicting a Black Rose, that would still let me play because I haven't normal summoned yet, but the fact that Destrudo's out of play now is definitely hindering me. Now, Jose is playing a build that utilizes like Thousand Eyes Restrict with Instant Fusion, and he's able to search DD Crow, so he had it already, so he didn't need to make those plays. And so at this point, I'm going to activate Hin City. And Jose is thinking a bit. He knows I'm going to get the search of a warrior, so he's going to activate and pop the 2. So now I lose a monster and don't get the search, and there's no field spell on my side. And he gets a draw. So that was a pretty good play. And I'm just thinking if there's any other play I can make. And so I'm going to activate Instant Fusion. And I'm already down to 3,000 life points now. So I'm paying... I was at 4, now I'm paying another 1,000. So I'm going to summon Kaliga as a 4. And my only option right now, basically, is to just normal summon the Ash. And I'm then going to Synchro Summon. Now, I was thinking of going for Ancient Fairy Dragon, and that would have actually been a good play to pop his resort and search Hin City and activate, but Hin City is a hard once per turn activation, and so I've already activated it, so it's not going to do me any good to do the combo anymore. So my last option is just to go for a Black Rose. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get it the first time, but with Destrudo being gone, so I blow up his board, but it's not really gonna matter. He has a sleeper. I'm already down to 3,000, and so he is going to then normal summon his quick fix he searched from the last turn. He's gonna get the big red, and then he's gonna bring back Helix, and that's game. And so yeah, I just had the Armageddon Knight as my last card in my hand. Alright, so now it's game 3, and I'm going to be going first, of course. And I'm going to start off with Light Stage. This is definitely the best field spell to start off with, besides Dragon Ravine, because it's the ultimate bait card, and I'd rather just do the Destrudo combo off the Candina, honestly, instead of the Alistair. Alistair's very good going second for me. The Trickstars are as well, but the Trickstars are just more beneficial going first. And I do have the Alistair in my hand. I have a Ravine, a Terraforming, and an Armageddon Knight as well in my hand. Now adding the Reincarnation. And so Jose, I don't believe has any interruptions for me. So I'm again going to be doing the combo. So since I didn't get Ash at all, I feel like I'm safe to Dragon Ravine, so I'm going to discard the Armageddon Knight and send the Destrudo. If he did have Ogre, that would have hurt. In fact, at this point, I would still have I would still have Reincarnation, but that would have been the right time, I believe. Actually, I wouldn't be too sure about that because I did have the other Terraforming in hand, so I could have just searched another Ravine. So at this point, I'm just going off now. I'm just gonna Destrudo off the Candina, and then I'm summoning Ancient Fairy again. Now I'm using the field spell effect of Ancient Fairy. Destroy, I gain 1,000. Let's go up to 5k. Again, searching the Hidden City. And I'm gonna activate and search the warrior once again. And I kept the Terraforming in my hand just so I can either search a Meltdown on my next turn, or if I needed it, a Light Stage, just depending on the situation. I didn't want to preemptively search. And that's the best thing about Terraforming, is that it becomes any card I need for any situation. So I'm kind of trying to think ahead and keep the most toolbox options for my next plays, because I know I'm doing the combo, but obviously the nappy spore doesn't last sometimes. Against Spyral, it's actually very strong, the snappies combo, because most of the times they're just going to have a handful of spells and a monster or two, and so it might not even get to that point. But I always like to try to think ahead and think of secondary plays. So here we are again. Here's the nappies with the glacier setting the reincarnation, and the phosphor glacier is going to flip himself face down, and I'm going to pass. And so he's going to summon Tough, and at this point I was like, oh great, here it comes. He's going to target it and call spells, and I reveal it, and it's going to be a Ghost Ogre, and you can see by his reaction. I was trying to just show that he called spell, but I'm doing commentary. I wasn't sure if I was going to leave the audio. But yeah, so he missed with the Tough, unfortunately. And so he's going to activate Instant Fusion. So he goes down 1,000, and I negate it. And also the order of my deck's now different, so this is kind of a challenge for him. It looks like he has a lot of spells in his hand as well. So he's going to activate Double Summon, and I'm going to negate. And then he's just going to pass back to me. I'm going to flip summon Phosphor Glacier, and then I'm going to use its effect and Chain Warrior to summon. And I'm going to send Yugioh. And then I'm going to normal the Alistair I opened with and search the invocation. And this is where I say that Invoked and Subterror mix well as well, because you're going to normal summon him, use his effect, and it's very good because Invoked going second, like once I've had my board and then it comes back to my board, and as a secondary play, Invoke's strong, because Warrior's always going to be coming back, and so Alistair, after it's used the effect, you want to get the most out of it being a free body on the field. So I'm going to use Warrior's effect, and I'm going to end up tributing that Alistair, so I'm still going to be able to fuse with the Engrave, and I got value off of it being on the field, and so it's like basically a free target for Warrior. And you want to use you want to get the most value out of your cards, and so I think that's why they synergize pretty well. And so I'm going to send from the deck to the grave the Subterror Fiendess, and so I'm going to tribute Warrior, Alistair, summon Fiendess. They have to equal or exceed its level, so they're both 4, so that's more than enough for level 1. Then on the field, I'm going to use its effect, so I'm going to flip another monster down and summon a Behemoth, Subterror from my hand or the grave, and so I bring back Umastrix that I milled. I flip it with Hin City, and then I banish his Tough. I'm going to flip summon the Naturia Beast. Next, I'm going to Reincarnation, so I could get that free Candina back. And so he draws a new hand, and I'm able to use Reincarnation to, in fact, bring back that Candina. But he has the DD Crow that he drew, and had a feeling that he might draw a hand trap that might hinder me. But I'm just going to have to... because I was planning to go into Decode Talker, because Candina is a free material, but now I'm going to have to use a Behemoth, my Fiendess, and my Naturia Beast. It'll be worth it because I still have my Invoked Fusion. And so I'm going to send Umastrix, Fiendess, and Nat Beast to Link. Because at this point, he's wide open. He has 2 cards in hand. I'm just going to go for game. And I'm going to activate Invocation. I'm going to banish my Alistair. And also, I believe it's, yes, the Ghost Ogre that I milled as well. And summon Mechaba. And usually, I'm going to use Invocation's effect to bring back I'll search in my hand. Usually I'm gonna have my light target be Ancient Fairy Dragon, and it's gonna be a game that's a lot of damage. And don't forget to leave a comment, like, and subscribe. This is David from Team Woven signing out.